Hello everyone, this is EB the Original Master here, and I'm back with a new discussion video for you guys today. And today's topic is going to be myself discussing about Nintendo's renders for the Super Mario titles whenever they come across making new renders. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because that as of today, there were some new renders of Daisy and Yoshi that were discovered, and these renders aren't actually new renders. The reason why I say they're not new renders is because that if you guys probably have already seen these renders already, they're actually renders from previous Mario games that they just modified to make it look a lot more cleaner and a little bit better. Now, I kind of have an issue with this is because that it proves that Nintendo sometimes they can actually make new original renders for promotional materials, and there's other times where they just take renders from older games and making them look better by modifying them. And even though I find that a little bit cool most of the time, I also find it extremely lazy. Now, there are some cases out there that Nintendo had actually did make new renders for the Mario characters and promotional material, and that's what I'm going to here to talk about in this video briefly. Now, one new render that Nintendo had made was last year during the holiday season, where they made new renders of Mario, Yoshi, Peach, and Toad and winter outfits. So they actually made new renders of Mario, Yoshi, Peach, and Toad for holiday 2021, where Mario's wearing earmuffs. He's also wearing a scarf. The Toad render features Toad wearing a jacket, and he's wearing. He's wearing a jacket. He's holding a Christmas gift, and the Yoshi render has Yoshi wearing earmuffs, and the Peach render is Princess Peach holding a handbag. Now, these are actually new renders, is because these renders were not from any Mario game in the past. These were specifically designed for marketing material for the holiday season of 2021. Another new Mario render that Nintendo has made was in the summer of 2019 that features Mario eating a watermelon. And this render was not featured in any other Mario games prior to it. And it was actually a really cool looking render. And the last render that I'd like to talk about is Mario's render from summer of 2020 that Nintendo of America posted on their Twitter account that stated "Stay cool, Mario," and it features Mario relaxing on the beach, um, with a Huckit crab. And this render was actually a new render that they designed to promote the summer of 2020. Now, this is what I'm talking about. These are the type of renders that I would like to see more from Nintendo. Not them taking renders from older Wii games, Wii U games, GameCube games, and modifying them. Is because that tells you that Nintendo is looking back at the past, and they're like, you know what? I know that this is something that we've made in the past. Let's try to modify it to make it look better in the future. Now, I'm completely am not against it most of the time, but I just would wish that Nintendo would oftentimes make new renders. And I know this is kind of a pointless video for most of you guys, but and it kind of does seem pointless, but I want to make this video anyways, just because that it's just something that I want to address, just because that I just wish that Nintendo could rely on making new renders. Now, this is majority of the time. This is majority of the case that they do make new renders, but there's other times where they just take renders from older games and modifying them, which I can kind of have an issue with. So all I'm saying is that I just wish that Nintendo would focus on making new renders, actual new renders, instead of just modifying older renders from previous games. All right, so that's all I have to say for this video. I'd like to know in the comments below, what are your thoughts about Nintendo's renders and whatnot. And I'm gonna actually make a poll in the community tab asking you guys, do you guys prefer Nintendo actually making new renders for the promotional materials and marketing? Or do you like it when Nintendo takes older renders from their previous games and modifying them to make it look a lot more cleaner and better? As much as I like that, I also will prefer Nintendo to actually make new Mario renders than anything. Oh yeah, so before I leave, there is one more render that I'd like to talk about real quick, and that is some new renders that they made for the summer of 2021. So last summer in 2021, there was actually a new render of Bowser Jr. holding an ice cream cone, and you have Spike and Goomba reacting to Bowser Jr. almost dropping his ice cream cone. And there's another render of Princess Peach holding an ice cream cone to promote the summer of 2021. Now, these are actually new renders. All right, I'm done here. I'm done rambling. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos.